Hey, and welcome to the Agile Lean Gardener. I'm Steve from Spire Agile for all your Agile, Lean and Flow needs. Now, today, I'm talking about why Agile is total bull if you don't focus on this one thing. If you don't, you're going to get burned. So, what is it? Well, we will get to that. Now, it doesn't matter what flavor of Agile you're doing. Scrum, Kanban, Extreme Programming, Less Safe, Six Sigma, Disciplined Agile, whatever. Oh, and I'm not even going to bother addressing whether any of those are really Agile. None of them are. Now, if you follow this channel, you'll know that I'm a big fan of flow metrics, cycle time, throughput, limiting your work in progress. Check this video out if you want to know why. But even though they are great, they aren't going to save you unless you do this one thing. You can be the best servant leader in the world, have a great culture and leadership that actually cares, very rare, and that won't save you either. Even if you have the brightest minds, the best developers, full automation, and the holy grail of continuous integration and delivery, that won't help you either. Okay, I'll stop beating around the bush. The number one thing you need to do to avoid bull Agile is to start delivering value and positive outcomes to customers early and regularly. Now, you might be thinking, duh, obviously, but are you doing it and do you know how? Well, I'll tell you exactly how shortly. But the whole point of what we're trying to do should be customer focused. The goal isn't to be agile. Frankly, who cares about that? Customers certainly don't. We need to be delighting customers with wonderful products and services that they actually want and need. It's the first principle in the Agile Manifesto. You can do all the other 11 principles and the 4 values, but unless you do this one thing, satisfying the customer through early and continuous delivery of valuable software, it won't make a difference what you do, you're going to fail. It doesn't matter if you have the best, most efficient process in the world, deliver on time and budget, quickly and regularly. If you're not amazing customers and all you're doing is delivering a healthy dose of shit. So, how do you do it? What does this look like in practice? Send out surveys, questionnaires, hold phone calls, meetings? No, it means direct contact with the people who are going to use this product or service. That means bringing them into the team that are developing this thing, becoming an extended part of the team. They should be joining the team's key events. So for example, if you're doing Scrum, they should be part of the daily Scrum, sprint planning and the review and retro. But more than that, they should be working with you to develop this thing on a daily, even hourly basis. So if you're not doing this, Scrum Masters and Agile coaches or equivalents, that's on you. You should have spotted this anti-pattern and done something about it. So what exactly? Well, speak to the product owner, explain the problem and its consequences, and persuade them to bring the customers in because that's their responsibility. Now, you've heard of MVP, minimum viable product. Well, the customer needs to shape that with you. Most people are doing MVP so wrong, so very wrong. So let me explain. But before we get onto that, please click the subscribe button and smash the like button. And if you're in a really good mood, hit the thanks button below. And also, let me know what you think of these videos in the comments below. What type of content would you like to see? I want to build a community with you and I need your help with that. Okay, MVP. Now, MVP isn't supposed to be your first release. It's something you work on with your customers in small, quick experiments to test assumptions, which you'll then iterate on quickly and inspect and adapt with your customer. That will lead you to your first release. Have you heard of Humphrey's Law? George William Humphrey, he was a psychologist, author and philosopher. He wrote the story of man's mind and thinking, an introduction to experimental psychology. Humphrey's Law states that the user will never know what they want until after the system is in production, and maybe not even then. I'll know it when I see it. So you can't do MVP and then show it to the customer. It's too late. They've got to be an integral part of its development. And let's not forget the complexity belief from Simon Power's definition of the Agile mindset, which I'll drop a link to in the description below. It's definitely worth reading if you haven't already read it. Now, the complexity belief states that many of the challenges we face are complex adaptive problems, meaning that by trying to solve these problems, we change the nature of the problem itself. An MVP is not a product with a chopped down list of features. It's a process that you repeat over and over again with your customer in short iterations. I think MVP is one of the most misunderstood concepts within organizations and teams. Now, sometimes what you'll discover as you go through this process with the customer is that the product or service doesn't work or isn't needed. And this is a good thing because you've discovered this quickly as you've involved the customer right at the start doing small experiments. You've just saved yourself a heap of cash from not following through on a bad idea. This is what failing fast means. You need the balls to be able to quickly pivot. Now, discovering this after 6 months is no good. By then, you've lost a load of money, plus you've lost time to market on new opportunities against your competition. Now, the whole point of being agile is to get organizations to deliver regularly the right product or service to the customer at the right time, creating value for them, being able to change quickly based on feedback and market conditions, and doing all of this faster than the competition to gain competitive advantage. Working closely with the customer enables you to discover what is actually needed by bouncing ideas off each other, and de-risk sending a product or service out to the world that isn't wanted or needed, spending hundreds of thousands of dollars along the way. And you can't do this by building metrics into the software to give you indicators of success. I'll give you a real-world example of why not. I was once at a company that wanted to improve their customer experience at call centres. They noticed that the customers were being held on the call too long without getting the answer they needed. So they gave their staff extra training and put a metric in place to state that 80% of the calls needed to be closed within 5 minutes. And it seemed to be working. Customer call duration went down. Success, so they thought. Nope, no. Shortly after this, they noticed that they were getting an increased number of complaints from very unhappy customers. And the reason was that the call centre staff were making sure the call was closed against a KPI by bouncing the customer onto another advisor if they couldn't adequately answer the question. Basically just handing off the call, which resulted in longer calls for the customer, having to repeat themselves multiple times and leading to increased frustration and dissatisfaction. This was only discovered when they actually started talking to their customers about their experience. And this is a great example of Goodhart's law, which states when a measure becomes a target, it ceases to be a good measure. So if there's one key vital takeaway, it's to involve your customers early and regularly, working with them as part of your team. Okay, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Stay humble, and I will see you next time.